Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into Carr Sports, the Wednesday afternoon showcase game, where we're going to have the Padres and the Astros. We'll be with you just shortly. As things get underway, we will be talking about our little pregame show. That will be here in a hot little minute. We'll probably start the pregame show at about 6:05. So if you're just tuning in now, 6:05. Stick around. We'll be right back as I get everything set up. We are getting ready to start here on our little Wednesday afternoon showcase game. The game hasn't popped up on my screen yet as we are still going through some early advertisements. But I think it's time we get right on in. Hello and welcome to Carr Sports. My name is Andrew Carr. And today we got a pretty good matchup as I'm hearing myself and I don't like that. I don't worry, I love talking. I don't love hearing myself. As I hear myself going on in the background, I don't know what's really wrong with the lighting. Do I need to sit back? Do I need the backlight? Does that make anything better? Do I open the blinds? We'll have to figure that out as we go. I thought I turned those off. So anyway, we got a little bit of breaking news. The Brewers have officially clinched the NL Central. The Brewers, we knew coming into the year they were going to have a good team. Some people thought they weren't going to be as good as they've been the past couple years because they lost Corbin Burns. They wouldn't have Woodruff for this year. Their starter would be, like, their number one guy would be Freddie Peralta. It's really been offense for the Brewers that's really helped them through this. Willie Adames' crazy year. Rhys Hoskins got off to a good start. They've had good seasons throughout until they lost Yelich for the year. They've had a really, really strong team this year. And with a lot of pitching injuries, they've been able to survive and advance through it. Next man up kind of mentality for the Brewers. And they've been exceptional. Now, talking about pitching, we got two of the best pitchers coming up for you. We got Framber Valdez and Dylan Cease going after it. Framber Valdez almost threw a no-hitter. Dylan Cease has thrown a no-hitter this year. Both of them have thrown a no-hitters in their career, so that tells you how nasty they are. One's a ground ball lefty. The other one's a big strikeout righty. So, two different types of pitchers. Completely. It's going to be an interesting matchup to see. Astros, we all know they did start off the year not great. They did not start off the year well. Now, they have bounced back. They have battled. They now lead their division by, I believe, a 5-game lead. I will double-check that when we go to break. Then we got the Padres that are slowly climbing their way up. They're in the top wildcard spot, I believe, coming into today. In the NL, just above the Diamondbacks. I believe they did jump the Diamondbacks. And they're slowly starting to chase down the Dodgers. Now, last night was not a great step in the direction to catching the Dodgers, as they did drop one in extra innings in what was a interestingly umpired game. We'll talk about that when we get later into the program. But these are two really good teams. Two teams that have World Series aspirations, right? And I might be rocking the Padres jersey. I'm rocking this because it might be one of the cleanest jerseys out there. If someone wants to send me one of the Astro City Connect ones, I'd love anyone watching this. If you want to send me over a brand new Stone Garrett Washington Nationals cherry blossom jersey, that'd be much appreciated. But since I know no one's doing that, it's going to be fine. Here's key matchups I'm really looking at here. I'm looking at these really good lefty hitters in this lineup for the Padres. When I think about the Padres, right, they have a good team. They have a really good team. Don't get me wrong. This is a great team. What I look at the most and what I'd be worried about from a perspective against a really good and crafty lefty like they have today would be these lefties facing Framber Valdez, how Jurickson Profar does. There is no Luis Arraez in this lineup today. So we'll get to the lineups in a minute, but how Merrill does, how Cronenworth does, how Profar does, those are the keys to tonight's game for the Padres. If those lefties can get lefty-on-lefty hits, this could be an interesting afternoon for Framber Valdez. And then the same going, Dylan Cease is a strikeout guy, but he's hittable, right? He wasn't hittable that one afternoon against the Nationals, but he's a really good pitcher in getting whiffs. When he does get hit, it's some louder contact. You can take this guy yard as his home runs on the year. He's almost got 20. He's too shy of 20 on the year. 20 is his career high in that 2021 season with the White Sox. So he could end up passing a new career high in homers. So something to keep an eye on if these huge sluggers in this Astros offense can get going. If guys like Jordan, Bregman, I'm looking at Singleton. John Singleton might not be that big of a name, but he's got 13 homers with a decent OPS in what has been a just only hit homers role for the Astros. He's been a really nice piece for them this year. When I'm looking at Bregman, I'm looking at Yonder Diaz, I'm looking at Jeremy Pena, I'm looking at J-Hay too down the lineup. If the Astros can get length out of this lineup, especially a very injured lineup right now, it's gonna take a village to bring in runs against Dylan Cease, as I'm drawing blanks on my words. We'll be going to break here in 4 minutes, but it's gonna be tough for both these teams to score. If I'm looking offensively, I like the matchup better for the Astros against Dylan Cease. So if there's any questions in chat, please hit me up. You know where you can find me. I will be keeping an eye on chat, as I have chat always pulled up on my big board. If there are no questions, I'm going to happily take a quick drink. Mug root beer. Sorry, I mute myself so you don't just hear me drinking. Mug root beer. Sponsor me, please. I need money. I need to pay for college. Probably in between innings, I will be writing my college essay. So I will be keeping an eye on chat. I probably won't respond to chat in between, but we'll see. We're going to head to a quick break, so if you're just catching in, we will be right back. Welcome back into the Carr Sports Wednesday afternoon showcase. We are Carr Sports, or I should be saying, I am Carr Sports. It's been a very uneventful afternoon. Aside for the Brewers being officially into the playoffs. Brewers clinched their division this afternoon, so they are officially playoff bound. Two teams that are looking to clinch their division coming up soon, being the Astros and the Padres. The Padres looking to clinch a playoff spot as they're 3.5 games behind the Dodgers. But it is a really, really close race here to the finish. Now, there's been some disappointing teams in the AL this year. I can think of a couple, as that is really bright on my screen. Why is the MLB page always so bright? I will never know. But some teams, and I feel like most of the disappointment has come from the AL West. The Astros got off to that horrendous start as I'm turning my brightness down. This is ridiculous. Oh my gosh, I don't need that much backlight. Okay. I'm like, oh, I could use that backlight. No, there's my screen's plenty. So, as this side of my face is going to be completely unlit up, I don't know how to really fix that. We'll forget about that for now. We'll focus on lighting when it becomes lighting time. The Texas Rangers, right, no one expected them to be as dominant as they were last year. Right? They had too many injuries and too many pieces that were going to be missing this year. Like losing some key pitching pieces, and they also had key injuries early, and it just seemed like it was disaster after disaster after disaster. For the Rangers, sorry. And then you had the Mariners that got off hot without any offense as the pitching carried. Then they tapered all the way back down below 500, and now they've kind of just been coasting. Like, oh, we're catching the Astros. No, we're not. We're gonna get there. No, we're not. We're almost there. No. And it's just been that kind of endless turmoil where you're just stuck in between the accordion and your season's just going back and forth, back and forth. Like, you don't know if you're gonna climb up back into the lead. Now, the Mariners are 5 games back in the division, 3 out of the wild card. So the Astros aren't in peril yet, but it could get interestingly close. Then, if we're going over to the National League, where the fun is still, all National League spots are up in the air. All of them are. The Padres are the number 1 wild card in the NL. They're 2.5 games up. The Diamondbacks are a half game up for the second, and then for the third, the Mets have a 2-game lead over the Braves. The Braves are in Cincinnati. Their game will be starting at the same time. So I'll be popping in every once in a while, checking in as I am a Reds fan, unfortunately. They love to hurt me. Brandon Williamson out for the rest of the year after, 5 games back after finally making it after a shoulder? What did that poor kid do to deserve that bad luck? But then, if we're looking division-wise, right, since we just talked about how the Astros are kind of hanging in there in the division, they're 3.5 games back of the Dodgers. Now, there isn't that much time left, and if you're looking at it, the Dodgers probably have this division. It's not a guarantee, though. Padres are hot right now. Dodgers haven't been that great. Now, Yamamoto's back. They just optioned Bobby Miller down to AAA. So, it's been very iffy. Like, I could see the Padres coming and snagging the division. I could also see the Dodgers getting to 95 wins and making it unreachable for them. It's one or the other, and I could see it both ways. So, at this point in the year, we're just seeing where teams are. Are they going to be healthy for the playoffs? Because we kind of have a picture for who's winning the divisions, except for the AL Central, where it's kind of still close. Because you got, like, the Royals are 5, Minnesota's 6.5, right? And then almost all those teams, except for the White Sox, are still in it. Baltimore's just barely behind New York, right? So there's room, but at this point, we kind of know who's going to be winning these divisions. The wild card, and especially in the NL, is getting interesting because we're seeing teams like the Braves that they're not healthy, but what if they got healthy? And it's just been a very ugly year if you're a Braves fan. I'd be shocked, like, coming into the year if someone said, yeah, the Braves were going to miss the playoffs. I'm like, the Braves have a chance to win the World Series this year. What are you talking about? They have Strider. They have that veteran good pitching staff. They're going to have Fried on a contract year, so he's going to be good. The offense was really good last year, one of the best in baseball. You have the reigning MVP. Strider and Acuna both gone. Austin Riley misses a bunch of time. Matt Olson sucks. The catchers fall apart. Ozzie Albies, both dynamic fielders. Ozzie Smith being worlds better, though. It's just like, and then shortstop, you didn't get anything from Arcia. You get Chris Sale back. He's in the running for the Cy Young this year. He might win the Triple Crown. It's like they have the pitching still, but the offense is just gone. And it's hard to watch. Just it fall apart like that. It truly is sad. And I feel for the Braves fans. If I had a really good team like how the Reds, right? If the Reds had a really good team and I watched all of them get hurt, and like we were supposed to make the playoffs, like everyone did get hurt, but we weren't really supposed to make the playoffs. We were a fringe division winner team, and I think if we stay healthy, maybe we have a chance of winning the division, but that's a point for a different time. I'm going to go to another break as when I come back, we will be announcing the starting lineups and doing a little bit of a deeper dive into some key players to watch tonight. We will be right back. Sorry for the wait. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. So last week we used a score bug. The score bug bugged me. Let's just put it at that. The score bug was annoying to operate. I feel like I wasn't looking at the camera at all the entire time. I was just over here fiddling with it, right? And I don't think anyone wants... One, if you're listening to someone call a game, you don't want to hear them and if you're watching them, you don't want them looking off the entire time going like, oh, huge play or whatnot, right? You kind of want to be able to see facial reactions, right? That facial reactions tell a whole lot of the story, right? So I'm not messing with the score bug this week. If I can find an automated score bug, be my guest. If I can pay an editor to run this and just be like, yeah, hit there, hit there, hit there, thank you, that'd be great. So unfortunately this week we are going back to the watch party, as I don't know what's wrong with... I don't know what's wrong. Ooh, tonight's Fernando Tatis bobblehead night. And not Juan Soto bobblehead night. Why didn't I buy a Soto one? I don't know. I thought it was going to be a Padre for life. But forgot. They kind of ran out of money. So, yeah. Coming into this game, the Padres are 86-66. The Astros are 82-69 coming into this game. Both teams are rooted into playoff contention. The Padres will be sending out former Cy Young contender. He was a Cy Young contender in the AL when he got second place only behind one of the greatest talents in baseball history, Justin Verlander. Dylan Cease coming into the year, he's got a 3.58. Not really the same self as he was in 2022, but that was an insane self, and this is still a great self. He is a 13-11 by himself. Mind you, wins and losses for pitchers have kind of been discarded over the years, especially when you looked at great pitchers like Jacob deGrom and Felix Hernandez, unable to win 20 games because their team was barely winning 20 games. Both these pitchers, however, right, there are vastly different ERAs, as Framber Valdez has an ERA of 2.91, almost a half a point under Dylan Cease's. Framber Valdez is 14-6. Take a guess what their walks and hits per innings pitched is, their whip. It's the exact same at 1.09. So there's been a big difference. Framber Valdez, when there's base runners, he's stranding them. Dylan Cease, when there's base runners, they're scoring. So it's gonna be a really who blinks first matchup here. I think it's going to be whoever can get the lead first. We've seen how good both bullpens are, especially the Padres in that back end. Padres bullpen is electric in that back end. This is me, whoever gets the lead first kind of game. Dylan Cease is the strikeout artist, so if there is a bases loaded, no one out chance, you're definitely going to want Dylan Cease over Framber Valdez, who tends to be a more ground ball centered pitcher. If you need to get two because there's runners on the corners and one out, Framber Valdez is your guy. Let's see if the lineups are going to be loading up. So, leading it off for the Houston Astros is going to be Jose Altuve. He is the DH. The ageless and very short wonder is a homer away from a 2020 season. And is this his age 35 season or 36? How old are you, Mr. Altuve? You were 34? Never mind. He always feels older than that. He's been around the league for a while, and he's played at such a high level for a long time. But he will be leading it off. Yordan Alvarez, the big power hitter, he missed a little bit of time this year, but he's back and better than ever. Yordan Alvarez is hitting second and left field. He leads the team with 34 homers and 85 RBI. Alex Bregman's in the 3-hole. He is also playing the 3 spot, as he is this afternoon, the third baseman. Yainer Diaz is doing the catching this afternoon for, why am I now blanking? Framber Valdez. Oh my goodness, it's been a long day. John Singleton's over picking it at first base, where Jeremy Pena's over at shortstop. Jay Hay is out in right field, where Marcio Dubon, the utility bat, is playing second and batting eighth. And then Jake Myers is out in center field. Coming up here in the game, it's about to start. We're going to be talking about the career numbers of these Astros hitters against Dylan Cease. Jose Altuve has 2 career homers and almost a 500 batting average against Dylan Cease, where Yordan Alvarez has not been that great. Neither is Hayward, Dubon, or really most of anyone on this team. Bregman's seen him a handful of times, but Altuve is the only one that has homers off him. And he's one of 3 with an RBI, and he only has 2. It's been 2 solo homers. It's going to be very interesting to see. Is that Mike Schultz kid? Mike Schultz kid's got the diamond stud earrings and then the sliced brow. These Padres hitters, right? Normally when you want to have success against a pitcher, you got to see him a couple times. These Padres hitters haven't seen him a lot at all. The most at-bats a player has seen him is Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop for today, and he's only seen him 9 times. Couple bats haven't even seen him once. There are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits in the 9 hitters that have seen Framber Valdez. It's going to be interesting to see how this matchup goes. They have gone to one last break before the game starts, so I'm going to go to my last break before the game starts. We will be right back with first pitch. Where is my mouse? Couldn't find my mouse. We'll be right back. Welcome back. My name is Andrew Carr, and this is Carr Sports. You can also find me at the Mike's On Sports, Mike's On Podcast. I should probably put a link in the comments. I'll do that in between the first inning. Padres are taking the field. They are right behind Dylan Cease, who is warming up right now. Jose Altuve, we already went over these lineups. Altuve's leading off with Yordan in the 2-hole, Bregman in the 3, Yainer Diaz in the 4, John Singleton, Jeremy Pena, and Jason Hayward 5 through 7, with Mauricio Dubon and Jake Myers rounding out the order. Dylan Cease on the mound for the Friar Faithful. And 31 starts, he's got a 3.58 ERA. 13-11 is his record on his own line. Could have said that thousands of ways different and better. He has 215 strikeouts to 62 walks in 170 some innings. First pitch to Altuve is about to be on the way. First pitch to Altuve's grounded to third. Manny lies out for it, and he's going to make a beautiful throw on for the first out. Manny Machado challenged early. He had to dive to go take that hit away. Was heading right to that shortstop gap. Manny just doing his normal, everyday, great defense. Something that is very much less than normal and something normal people can't do every day. 1 pitch, 1 out, and here comes Yordan Alvarez. The kick, the pitch. Strike 1 called. Right on the upstairs outside corner. Yordan Alvarez having a fine season. OPS in the 900s. Yordan Alvarez, absolute stud, as the second pitch of the at-bats called a ball. 1-1 pitch here to Yordan Alvarez is high at 97. I'm going to take a look at some things. Yeah, that should be. So, 2-1 pitch here to Yordan Alvarez is right just low. Just low. Looked like he could have gotten the inside corner. Instead, Yordan's in a pretty nice hitter's count, as you can see where the location on the ESPN tracker is. 3-1 here to Yordan is a big cut and a miss. Foul back. Big hack didn't look like he got it, and then must have gotten a piece of it somewhere. So, full count here to Yordan, and it's going to be popped up high in the air. Manny's kind of looking at in foul territory, and that's all he's going to do. He's going to watch it as it gets on out of play. This is a very okay defense, as Jackson Merrill jerks in Profar. And then Lockridge is center left and right, as the full count pitch is grounded foul down the first base side. Then you got Manny Machado doing his thing over at first. You got Xander Bogaerts at short. At second base is Jake Cronenworth. Your first baseman is Donovan Solano. And your catcher is Elias Diaz, the former Rocky. Full pitch count again is fouled back. 2 for 8 on the series is Yordan Alvarez. Not great, but could be a whole lot worse. A lot of fastballs and a lot of sliders. I'll be interested to see if he comes in with a little bit of a knuckle curve or some kind of a changeup here. Full count offering is hit high in the air, but it's way higher than it is fall. Lockridge coming in, calling it off, and he's got it. 2 outs here for Dylan Cease to start off the ball game. And up will come Alex Bregman. Alex Bregman has not been the same since a certain allegation against his franchise was brought about. As the first pitch to him is coming up, and he skies that one high in the air. It's going right back to Lockridge again, and he's going to get 2 outs and 2 pitches. Padres coming up. It's going to be Profar, the DH Tatis, and Manny Machado to set it off. We will be right back. Right below, I just put the link to the Mike's On podcast where we talk NFL talk every week. We drop the episode right around 2 p.m. EST, just before Thursday Night Football. Now, Padres are coming up. It's going to be Profar in left, Tatis DHing, Manny Machado in left field, as that is the guaranteed 3 to come up. Then it's going to be Donovan Solano in the cleadoff, former Reds legend. Jackson Merrill, who should be in the Rookie of the Year conversation if it doesn't go to Paul Skeens. It's going to go to Jackson Merrill, possibly Jackson Chirios. Then you got Xander Bogaerts, Jake Cronenworth, Elias Diaz, and then looks like the debuting Lockridge, who looked really good defensively, will be ending the order. Oh, and I forgot, Jurickson Profar is a DH, so he's hitting from the right side here. First pitch to him is taken outside for a ball. Jurickson Profar having a great season. 284 average, 24 homers, 80-plus RBIs, and an OPS in the mid-800s. As the second pitch to Profar is inside and for a ball. These are two great offensive and defensive teams, if you want to count pitching as defense. Their defense isn't half bad either. They got Gold Gloves sprinkled around as the 2-1 pitch is fouled off. Barreling an outside fastball, just couldn't straighten it up. Framber Valdez scouting report is don't get fooled on the curve. Trouble with the Curve was a great movie. You don't want to be starring in the new version of it against Valdez. As the 2-1 pitch is hit high in the air, right center field. Myers is going to get under it, and that's going to be the first out as Jurickson Profar flies out to middle right center. If you're looking at Framber Valdez's pitch mix, it's a lot of sinker, almost 50% sinker. Then it's 30% curveball, and you don't hit the curveball. He's got a batting average inside of 1 on that breaking ball. Then he's got a changeup slider, and he has a four-seam that you have to respect. Not his true sinker, just a little letter ride fastball. First pitch to Tatis is called a strike. Tatis won the Platinum Glove last year after a great season defensively in right field, as the 0-1 pitch is a big curveball that he has an even bigger hack at. Trouble with the curve. You can't have it against Valdez, as the 0-2 pitch is a curveball low. It's going to be a ball. Last 14 starts on the curveball. Opponents are 9 for 113. That's not great. The 1-2 pitch is fouled off, as that was a true fastball at 97. The last hit off a Framber Valdez breaking ball was August 30th. They're 0-27 for their batters are 0 for their last 27 in at-bats ending with a breaking ball. The 1-2 hitter, Fernando, and it's a breaking ball outside and low. It's going to be a 2-2 count here to Tatis as everything's evened on up. Padres offense they've been very aggressive this year, so a pitcher like Valdez, as there's a changeup that fools Tatis, he's down on strikes. Changeup just a bit outside. It's that middle pitch. You're kind of sitting, is he going fastball? Is he going breaking ball? He's going to give you something in the middle that you're going to be just early on. So, Tatis down on strikes, but Padres this year, like I was saying, have been a very aggressive offense, as Manny Machado's really turned his season around of late. What he has, 20 second half homers, as that pitch is called a strike, and he disagrees, and I think everyone but the home plate umpire disagrees with the call. 27 homers for Manny, meaning he's got 21 in the second half. He's already got 102 RBIs. What a year for Manny. 0-1 pitch. That one was definitely a strike, and it was called as such. Manny Machado's 0-2 count. You gotta expect the breaking balls coming. 0-2. And this time it's a big change up and it gets an even bigger swing over the top. Manny Machado having some words with the home plate umpire. We're scoreless after 1. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We are scoreless after 1. Top of the second coming up. And the Astros will be sending out Yainer Diaz. First pitch to Diaz is looks like a slider that's going to go out of the zone. Someone's got a sign out there in one of the apartment rooms that overlooks the ballpark saying Altuve needs a pedicure. If you don't get that reference, as I will tell that story after this next pitch, the 1-0 pitch is exactly where the 0-0 pitch was. It's now 2-0 on consecutive sliders. Last night it was a foul ball off Altuve's foot. They claimed it was a fair ball and he was out as the 2-0 is swung on and missed. The home plate umpire said he was out because it was a fair ball. Altuve, being mad about it, took his whole shoe and sock off as the 2-1 pitch is fouled off again. It's going to even it up at 2 apiece. He was promptly ejected. Last night was a very interesting umpired game. They reviewed a pitch clock violation, which isn't reviewable, as the 2-2 pitch is served right towards right field. Lockridge has made his 3rd play of the afternoon. Not a half-bad Major League debut before you even get to make a at-bat. Not half bad. Well, Jurickson Profar was hit by a pitch. The only person that thought it was a hit by pitch in the entire building was the home plate umpire. It was a very interesting umpired game. There were also some interesting calls in key situations. And here comes the big man, John Singleton, the power-hitting first baseman. First pitch to him is lifted high in the air. It's going to center field. Jackson Merrill's going to have plenty of room to make this play. Just in front of the track for Merrill. And that's 2 down. Astros have a 38% swing rate on the first pitch. 42.3 in this series. Jeremy Pena started off the season really hot. He's cooled down as the first pitch to him is down the middle for a strike. Jeremy Pena, calm stance. And that pitch is going to skip. Slider that didn't even make it to home plate. Astros offense, strikeout percentage, second lowest. Highest batting average. Sixth in homers. One of the highest batting averages in runners in scoring position. So it's a really good offense. It's just kind of slumping late. One of the best things you can do as an offense is not strike out. You want to force the issue, but you don't want to get into an issue. So 1-2 here to Jeremy Pena as Dylan Cease is a strike away from getting through 2 breezeless innings as Pena calls his timeout. Cease's next pitch will be his 21st of the afternoon. 1-2 here to Jeremy Pena, and he's going to hit it high in the air. It's going right over to Donovan Solano, and he's going to make the catch on the infield dirt. Dylan Cease is through 2 scoreless innings on 21 pitches. No base runners. We'll see if the Padres can give him some offense to back him up. We will be right back. Framber Valdez's curveball is the topic of discussion. Major League average rotations per minute is 2,569. Framber Valdez is 2,907. He's got one of those breaking balls that just keeps on spinning. And it's not just dead spin. It's some active spin as the first pitch to Donnie Barrels has popped up foul. It's going to get out of play. Donovan Solano in a utility bat role has been really good. 0-1 pitch here to Donnie is hit slug towards center. Jake Myers going back on it on the track. He will make the catch. Donnie Barrels needs to hit the weight room. He barreled that one, but hit it too much on a line. Got to get a little more loft on it. Change up, kind of center cut. Solano just didn't get it. Enough of it. And here's the young left-handed hitting center fielder Jackson Merrill. 288 average on the season. The first pitch to him is low for a ball. Merrill having a great rookie season. 24 homers. 86 RBIs in almost 150 games played. 820 OPS. He's currently leading the vote, or expected vote. As he hits that one on a line, it's going to get down in front of Alvarez into the wall. Jackson Merrill rounds first, and the first hit is by Jackson Merrill. It's a lefty-lefty hit. And that's what I said coming to this game. The Padres were going to have to get those lefty-lefty hits. against this really good left-handed pitcher. It's a sinker just a bit outside, but it's not low enough, and Merrill's just able to take it exactly where it came from. He puts it right from Alvarez, and Alvarez, not being a great defensive player, allows it to go to the wall. And so now with one out, there is a runner in scoring position for the X-Man's Andrew Bogaerts. First pitch to him is a curveball that finds the strike zone. That was a lot of words and not a lot of time. My throat hurts from that one. Xander Bogaerts is not having his best year of his career. It's an OPS inside of 700. As that curveball is not inside the strike zone. It, in fact, has to be blocked by the catcher. But Bogaerts has had a fairly decent batting average, just not a whole lot to go along with it. So 1-1 here to Xander Bogaerts. Valdez kicked the pitch, and it's a big swing and a miss. It's a low changeup. So now 2-1 here to Bogaerts. You pretty much know what you're about to get. You're about to get a curveball low. If it's in the zone, you got to hammer it. And it's a curveball in the zone, and he hits it right back up the middle. Merrill can fly, but he's not going to test Jake Meyers' arm, which was right on the money. It's going to be runners on the corners with one out. Xander Bogaerts goes down and gets one of those curveballs right in the strike zone, and he sends it right back up the middle. The leaping Dubon was just not able to get there. It was way too high for him. It was just a looping liner right in front of Jake Meyers. It one-hopped right to him, and it wasn't hit far enough for Merrill to get the aggressive wave home. So now here comes another lefty, and Jake Cronenworth. The third baseman is on the grass as the first pitch is called a strike. It's a shift where the shortstop's playing a little closer to the bag, and then everything else is mostly traditional. As Jake Cronenworth's having a very solid season. Wouldn't say it's a great season, but it's very good. That curveball just barely didn't find the strike zone as it worked like it was going to go right at Cronenworth's head and almost dropped back into the strike zone. Runners on the corners, 1-1 count, 1 out. Cronenworth fouls that one down the line. Right down the first base line, he roped it, just can't keep it in between those pesky white lines. Cronenworth's going to find himself in a 1-2 count against one of the best ground ball pitchers. One of my notes coming into the game was Valdez is the pitcher you want if you got 1 out and runners on the corners, because he's the kind of guy that can roll up too. Jake Cronenworth, 1-2 pitch, is hit up the middle on the ground. Pena's going to go to second and throw on to first. It's a double play. Just like what I said in the pregame, and just like what I said seconds ago, Framber Valdez is your guy to clean up a double play. Padres get 2 hits, and they're erased in 1 weak grounder. We'll be right back as we go to the 3rd inning. It's scoreless. Welcome back. We are scoreless after 2 as the Padres got a kids fest. Some little guys playing basketball out there. Can't be much older than 2 years old. He's just throwing around a ball like this into a bunch of netted mini hoops. That's gotta be fun for the little guy, as first pitch here to Jason Hayward is called a strike right on the outside black. Jason Hayward, since coming over from the Dodgers, has been all right. Jason Hayward's really just here for defense, as an excuse me foul ball. Kind of looked like he wanted to go at it, held up his swing, but unfortunately it was in on the hands and just hit it right off the inside handle. So Hayward finds himself in an unfortunate 0-2 count. And Dylan Cease's 0-2 pitch is just off the plate. Just barely off. Cease wanted it, and so did Elias Diaz. Obviously, Jason Hayward didn't want it, and the home plate umpire said it wasn't. And that one's going to be sliced down the left field line. It's going to get out of play. Hayward, over the past year plus, has had plenty of experience, as he's been in Dodger blue for a hot minute now. 1-2 pitch is a big cut and a miss. He swings at a breaking ball in the dirt. And that's one of many strikeouts Dylan Cease will have on the afternoon. You have to respect the fastball, but then you get the breaker, and you just can't hold up. Looks like it's going to be in the middle of the strike zone, and instead it falls away, as the first pitch to Dubon is a breaking ball just off the plate away. Mauricio Dubon's hitting just under 270 with 4 homers, 45 RBIs, and a 650 OPS. As that one's in the dirt. A lot of interesting control from the breaking balls. A lot of breaking balls in the dirt so far from Dylan Cease. I'll always remember when Mauricio Dubon hit a grand slam against the Reds. He closed his eyes and swung. That was his quote, and was the YouTube live game of the day back when those were just fun games to watch at school, as the 3-0 pitch was outside. Everyone thought it was outside except for the home plate man, who called it a strike. Well, he was talking with Gino Suarez, a known guy with pop, as a 3-1 is swung on and missed. It's going to make it a full count. He's just like, I didn't know you had pop like that. I can't really see. He's just like, can't really do the Gino accent. There's no one like Gino. All I can do is his, I love you, Jim D. It was Jim D instead of Jim Day. Well, good vibes only. I can't do his voice, unfortunately. Full count offering to Dubon is fouled off down the line, maybe. Almost a homer. Just right. It looked like it was going to go foul, and it sliced way less than I thought it was going to. And it went a lot farther than I thought it was going to. It almost hit it to the short porch. Only about 6 feet foul. He gave it a ride. Looked like when he initially hit it, he didn't hit it hard, and he didn't look like he hit it far, and he almost hit it out of here. Mauricio Dubon, the full count offering again, is chopped on the ground straight to Bogaerts. Bogaerts is going to throw on to first, and that's 2 gone. Mauricio Dubon has played every single defensive position apparently this year, except for catcher and pitcher. Judging by how good he is defensively, about anywhere you put him, I'm sure he could fend off some comebackers up the middle if he was pitching. I don't know about catching, though. Catching's a different animal. As the first pitch to Jake Myers is called a strike. Jake Myers in now 40 games as that pitch is grounded on right to Manny Machado. Backhand play, and he's got him. Manny Machado, it's a rope down the line. He barely moves. He just does one of his backhand grabs where he's not even looking. Scoops it to make the play. We'll be right back. Dylan Cease. Don't want to say it. There hasn't been much traffic, if any. It's definitely not California traffic. I'll tell you that on the bases. We'll be back for the bottom of the third inning. Welcome back. The Diamondbacks won today after a huge game against the Rockies. They dropped the first two of the set, but they were able to salvage and avoid the sweep. As the Diamondbacks are now just 2 games behind the Padres. It's going to come down to the wire between the division rivals. As the first pitch to the former Rockies catcher, Elias Diaz. Former All-Star Game MVP, the first pitch was a low breaking ball. Seeing Elias Diaz in the list of All-Star Game MVPs will forever not be funny. It will always be hilarious as the second pitch was right where the first pitch was. And it's a 2-0 count for Elias Diaz. 264 batting average, 4 homers, and that one's a fastball he fouls off. Two on to Diaz is inside and low. Padres announcers are currently grilling the White Sox. It's just like, you know how it has to be so bad for them? It's like, no, it's more than bad. It's historically bad. It's a 3-1 to Diaz is low, and that's ball 4. Leadoff walk for Elias Diaz. And here comes Lockridge. Let me tell you a little bit about this kid. Brendan Lockridge. Oh, he's played 5 games. He does not have a hit yet. Sorry, this was not his major league debut. I misspoke. And he's going to bunt. Bregman coming in on it. Skipping. I don't know if it's going to be an error or a base hit. Singleton didn't scoop it well, but the ball did beat him. And it's going to be Brendan Lockridge's first major league hit. It's a bunt single testing the arm of Alex Bregman. Congratulations to Brendan Lockridge. You now officially have more major league hits than I do. He might have been safe even if it was scooped. No, it would have beat him if it scooped well. And here's Jurickson Profar with 2 on, no out, and he goes to try and lay down a bunt. This time it's fouled off. It was not a great pitch to bunt on. He was way early on trying to bunt a breaking ball. I can't imagine how fun that's got to be. Trying to stick with a curveball. With runners in scoring position, Jurickson Profar is hitting .330. 0-1 here to Profar. He squares the bunt again. He hits it right to second base. Flip to Singleton. It's going to be 2 runners in scoring position now. With 1 out. I guess they're trying to avoid a double play there after the last one. Profar gets a sacrifice bunt as they celebrate in the dugout. It's a breaking ball and he just sits on it. He punches it right past the pitcher. Great job on the sacrifice. They're trying to hit it right to that awkward spot where you don't know who's going to get it. And now Tatis, big cut and a miss on a changeup low. Infield is in with 1 out, runners at second and third. Fernando Tatis with runners in scoring position and less than 2 outs. 66% of the runners come in. At least 1 run comes in. I think that's what that stat just said. I could have misread that completely, so do not fact check that. 1-1 here to Nando. Takes that one low. 2-1 here to Tatis. Nando with 8 RBIs in his last 7 ball games. Looking to try and add 2 more to that tally. 2-1 to Tatis is not called a strike. He leaned back and sold it being in. Looked like it was right on that upstairs inner corner. And that's exactly where it was. And so now it's 3-1 to Nando. What are you going to do? 3-1 to Nando, and he takes a breaking ball down the middle. Oh my goodness, he got fooled on the off speed. It was right down the middle. It's a grip and rip. You recognize that early, and that's a 3-run homer. Instead, it's a full count pitch coming to Tatis. And he chops it on the ground foul. Ooh, it was another hanging curveball, and he missed it. (3-1) here to Tatis still. Tatis battling. 40th pitch on the way from Framber Valdez. That's a long period. And a big swing and a miss. Tatis is down on strikes. Went back to the changeup, and Tatis is right over top of it. He has struck out twice, both on the changeup. It's a middle. He challenged Tatis right down the middle repeatedly, and Tatis couldn't connect. And here comes Manny Machado with 2 on and 2 out. First pitch to Manny, and he hits it right to Dubon. He had to lay out. Manny Machado isn't even running down the line. 2 on, 1 away. They couldn't get the runners in. Unfortunate turn of events there. Yeah. That's just sometimes how it crumbles in baseball. We'll be right back after I get a quick drink. Welcome back. I'm just now finishing my protein bar. Top of the order here, and a big swing and a miss by Jose Altuve, swung out of his shoes. One 0 pitch to Altuve. He wanted that one. It was outside. Altuve is now 5 for 12 against Dylan Cease. He grounded out to third base his first time up. Second time through Dylan Cease, and this next pitch is his 38, and it's a chopper to shortstop. Xander's got it easy, and the way Altuve's going, he might have the cycle of the infield outs. He's got to ground out the... Now, obviously, they need to get some hits so he can come up for a fourth time, but... He's got a ground out to the third baseman, a ground out to the shortstop. Now all he needs is a ground out to the second and first baseman, and he's got the infield ground out cycle. As the first pitch to Yordan Alvarez is way outside. Next pitch to Dylan Cease will be his 40th of the game, and we are 1 out in the middle of the second at bat of the fourth inning. And that's a big cut and a miss at 98. 41st pitch, 1-1 to Yordan Alvarez. Dudded on the upstairs corner. 1-2. Dylan Cease looks dangerous this afternoon. Big 84 kicked the pitch, and that almost hit Yordan. He really skipped that breaking ball. That, if it was last night's home plate umpire, it probably does get called a hit by pitch. 2-2 on the way to Yordan Alvarez, and he hits a line drive to the gap, and Jackson Merrill is there to make the play. He was shaded over to right center, and he came running into the gap to make the play. That looked like that was going to get down and head to the wall. Instead, Jackson Merrill runs it on down. Jackson Merrill looking great in this rookie year of playing outfield. Not just his rookie year in the major leagues. It's his first time playing the outfield, as the first pitch to Bregman was called a strike. 0-1 pitch to Bregman is called strike 2. It was a breaking ball high, and apparently it fell into the strike zone. 0-2 here to Bregman. Here comes kick the pitch. Blocks it. And it's going to be 1-2. Dang. 1-2 here to Alex Bregman. That one's way high, up by the chin. Two here to Alex Bregman. Just low. And it's going to go full here to Breggy. Yainer Diaz on deck. If Bregman can reach, he'll be the first base runner of the afternoon. Full count offering. Fouls it back. Next pitch will be his 50th of the afternoon. As Dylan Cease has been working really quick. '50th pitch is strike 3, swinging. And that is 4 really good innings from Dylan Cease. We'll see you in the bottom of the 4th. Coming up in just a minute. MLBShop.com is not the sponsor of this live stream, but it's a sponsor of Padres TV. Leading off in the inning is going to be Reds legend Donovan Solano as someone is mewing onto my screen. Please get her off my screen. If I wanted to see mewing, I'd go... I'm not going to finish what I wanted to say because I'm not getting called weird. Okay. I don't need to see, like, 5-year-olds mew. Donovan Solano, Donnie Barrels. The cleanup man is 0 for 1 on the afternoon. First pitch to him is way in. It's been the first time in a while I've sat down and watched a baseball game as that pitch is low. Past couple days, or especially last week, I was unable to call the game as I was double booked. I had something else to do. I meant to tweet about it saying I will be back next week, and I plan on doing a Thursday night stream, but that never happened as the 2-0 pitch to Donnie Barrels is called a strike. So I do apologize for not staying consistent. That's the one I plan to miss. I do plan as soon as the MLB season does end. I don't think I'm going to be doing playoff games as that one's grounded to Bregman. Bregman on a crow hop's going to make the play. One out here for the Astros in the bottom of the 4th inning. But, as I was saying, I might call one of the more interesting Sunday games, probably a 4 o'clock game, as the first pitch of Jackson Merrill is chopped on the ground, and it's going to be deep short. Pena doing his best Jeter impression. Cannot get the ball there in time. He chopped it right past the shifted over third baseman of Bregman. He was basically playing a shortstop spot. And then Pena, who was playing almost directly behind the bag upon the pitch's release, has to come a long way and does a Jeter that throws just up the line and would have been late anyway. What was almost a beautiful play by Jeremy Pena. That's why he's a Gold Glover. 1 on, 1 out, and that one is down for ball 1. A lot of ones happening right there. Speaking of which, Xander Bogaerts is 1 for 1 on the afternoon, if that isn't more fitting as we just keep bringing up stats with ones in it. The 1-0 pitch is now going to make it 1-1. We're continuing our trend of ones. We're looking like one of those data breach hacker clip things where it's just 1000. I don't know what those codes mean. Someone smarter than me can say that in the comments. That one's chopped down the line. They're calling it fair. Bregman's throw is going to be in time. That one hugged the line. Merrill was going to claim second easily, but Xander Bogaerts is going to be out at first. That one was going right down the line. Bregman, with a great quick transfer, picked it right in front of the bag, went backside around the bag, and threw it from foul territory to get the out. Xander Bogaerts not especially fast, and here's Jake Cronenworth, who ground into a double play to end the last threat. Jake Cronenworth is a .268 hitter with runners in prime real estate. And with 2 outs, he'd really like to raise that average up to .270. And he's going to hold back on that one. It's going to make it a 1-1 count. Framber Valdez has the highest ground ball rate in baseball, and it's almost by 2%. 1-1 is a big cut and a miss by Cronenworth. A low change up, just low from the inside corner. Got something in my throat, so this inning needs to hurry up before I start coughing into the mic. 1-2 here to Cronenworth. 1-2. Big cut and a miss. Cronenworth chased an inside changeup. Merrill's left in scoring position. Padres got 4 hits. Astros, nothing offensively yet. We'll see if that changes in the top of the 5th inning. We'll be right back. Hello there and welcome back to Carr Sports. I am obviously Andrew Carr, the sponsor of Carr Sports, or the host of Carr Sports. If you can see that blue and yellow, what looks like a rolled up flag, not really rolled up, it's kind of bunched up as the first pitch. The Diaz is a sworded breaking ball. It's going to be strike 1. Anyway, I got a flag, Warriors flag, and a Curry poster that I gotta put up after this. And before I start getting called the bandwagon, as the 0-1 pitches at the brim of his helmet, I do have reasons for being a Warriors fan. One, I am a sports fan. As the 1-1 pitch is on the way, and it's gonna be chopped foul. I wasn't really big into basketball for a while, right? I wasn't big into sports early, right? I was, in all intents and purposes, a bigger loser than I am now, and that's saying a lot. As the 1-2 pitch to Yanir Diaz is on the way, and it's hit right up the middle, caught by Jackson Merrill. Lined it right up the middle, and it just hung up there. It's one of those things, if you hit it a bit weaker, it's a base hit. Unfortunately, hit a little bit too hard and right at someone. But anyway, I wasn't really big into basketball, and it was when the Celtics were kind of starting to figure out their core, because my dad was a Celtics fan. As the first pitch to Singleton is called a strike, breaking ball that falls in. He told me, don't like the Celtics. We're bad. If you want to watch good basketball, watch this guy, and it was Stephen Curry hitting 3. So that's my backstory for the Warriors. It was the 0-1 pitch. Even though they might not be good now, as they're out of that championship window, Klay Thompson moved on after shooting a tour date. Actually, no, a tour date means you actually have to hit a shot, so it can actually be a date. 1-1 is grounded to Jake Cronenworth, and it's going to be a quick 2 outs here for Dylan Cease. The NBA season's coming up here. It's first week of October it starts. It's coming here quick. I definitely will be calling some Warriors games. I do plan, if I'm calling any games, to promise the Warriors are on so late at night that it's past my bedtime. So, jokes aside, Jeremy Pena's standing in. He's 0 for 1, and that's a big swing and a miss on a fastball that was in the other batter's box. Wow, okay. Old-fashioned pitcher's duel. One of those games you love to see. This is definitely playoff baseball. Because that pitch is low. But I really like what the Warriors have this year. I'm a Trace Jackson Davis truther. I'm a Jonathan Kuminga truther. As the 1-1 pitch is rolled down the line, foul. Pena roped it just a little bit ahead. Dylan Cease keeping these hitters off. Timing. 1-2 pitch here to Jeremy Pena. It's going to be his 61st pitch. And he swings and misses on a pitch out of the strike zone. I believe it bounced before it got to the plate. Jeremy Pena was so disappointed in himself, he didn't even bother going over. Pretty good game through 5 for Dylan Cease. We'll see what's happening in the bottom of the 5th for the Padres offense. Sorry for coming back late. I was just tweeting out reminding everyone that Carr Sports is currently live and we're calling a really good game as the first pitch to Dylan Cease's battery mate, Elias Diaz, is outside. Second pitch to his is hit high in the air, but it's way, way higher than it is far. It's still on the infield, and Jeremy Pena will kind of lean back to make a catch that, if it would have fell, might have touched a singular blade of grass on the way down. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Valdez has been very economical too. That last pitch was his 55th to get the first out in the 5th inning. First pitch to Locklear's a strike on the inside corner. Last time he was up, he got his first major league hit laying down a bunt. Congratulations to Lockridge. That time he chops it just foul. Lockridge looks like he's got tremendous speed. Padres think they got something defensively at least. They know he's got great speed. They know he's got great defensive ability. If he gives them some kind of offensive output, oh, that'd be special for him. 0-2 here to Lockridge is called strike 3. Standing there by the side of the road, strike 3 called. Window shopping. He's just looking. He's just looking. He's just looking. I'm going to have a quick sip real quick. So, first pitch to Profar is hit high in the air. It's going to hook foul. Profar's 0 for 1 on the afternoon. He also had a sac bunt that they celebrated in the dugout. That time it's right down the middle, but low. It's going to catch the bomb, the strike zone. One of those pitches that if you can just drop the barrel on, you can drive it. 0-2 pitch to Profar. It's chopped on the ground, foul. If you're going to be picking on anyone, I wouldn't pick on the shortstop or third baseman. They know how to pick it over there. I'd be trying to go opposite way off a lefty here if I was Profar. 0-2 here to Jurickson Profar, and he's going to chop it to third, but Bregman boots it, and it's going to be a 2-out, I'm assuming, error. Bregman went to go do a quick pick, and instead of picking it cleanly, he skied it in the air. It's kind of an in-between hopper. He's trying to rush it. It's a play he's made plenty of times, but that time the hop just got him. Two strikes, ball just eats them up, and that's how you get a base runner. And that's why contact skills still matter as the first pitch of Tatis is in. All these guys that don't care about batting average anymore, I understand that. If you had a team of Luis Arises or a team of Adam Dunns, the Adam Dunns are winning 9 out of 10 times because they're actually scoring runs. As that pitch is low, it's going to be 2-0. Fernando. Excuse me. The 65th pitch from Framber is going to be whenever he gets back on the mound and digs back in. Kick, the pitch from Framber on the way. Tatis chops it foul. Two-one here to Nando, 66. Route 66, where's that at? Can that get you to San Diego? Maybe Route 66 can get you some runs off good old 59. 2-1 pitch is the big cut and a miss. Tatis has had a problem handling the off-speed from Framber all afternoon. He's got 2 strikeouts on the changeups. That time he gets a low breaking ball, and he couldn't help himself. 2-2 here to Tatis. 2-out runner on first. And he's going to sort himself. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Through 5. 4 hits for the Padres. 1 error on the Astros is how the Padres have 6 base runners because I forgot about a walk. We'll be right back to see Dylan Cease cruising in San Diego. Welcome back. Just in case you haven't been paying attention, Carr Sports is live. And we got a great game here where it's a pitcher's duel between Dylan Cease and Framber Valdez. Dylan Cease is about to start the 6th inning. And the first hitter he will face is Jason Hayward. That first pitch, which was his 62nd of the afternoon, is called ball 1. Excuse me, sorry. My only drinks are carbonated, so that might happen a couple more times since the second pitch of the at-bat is also way high. Feel like I could move my head thing so you could see me in the other corner, but I kind of like it. 2-0 pitch is lined, and it's going to be the first base hit for the Houston Astros. He hits it right through the 1-2 hole, or sorry, the 3-4 hole. First base and the second base hole. Jason Hayward turns around a fastball that's right down the middle. You got to throw a strike, and he's going to line one right through that gap. First knock in the afternoon, and the perfecto is lost after 5 and a batter. That one's caught by Machado, but was it lost on the transfer? Yes, it was. What a play by Manny Machado. He would have had Hayward maybe doubled up, but instead of getting a clean transfer, he threw the ball about 5 feet behind himself. Lays out, catches it, about to throw it from his knees, and as soon as he went to get it, he just popped it that way. Hayward having to go back to first, though, because he caught it, unable to go anywhere. And here is Jacob Myers. Fouls that one back and scared the crap out of a fan that I guess didn't know nets protect you. Grounded out to third base is last or only time up right now, Jake Myers. As now that the Padres got a base hit, as long as this isn't a double play, Jose Altuve will have a chance to do the infield ground out cycle. He's got a ground out to the shortstop and third baseman. Just throwing that out there. 1-1 here to Jake Myers. He's going to hit that one high in the air. Lockridge is going to be able to have a play on this one. And that's going to be 2 out. And here comes the little man, Jose Altuve. He needs a ground out to the first baseman and second baseman to complete his infield ground out cycle. And the first pitch was a middle slider that he wanted. He just couldn't get it. The next pitch from Dylan Cease is going to be his 70th of the afternoon. 0-1 here to Altuve is dotted on the outside corner. Oh, 2 here to Altuve. He chops it foul. Chop it to the second baseman, please, so I have a cheap talking line for the rest of the game. I need a free use bit, please. Oh, 2 here to Altuve. Sorry. Excuse me. That time, strike 3 called. Window shopping. Just looking. Altuve is not trying to buy any runs this time. He's down on strikes. We'll see you for the start of the bottom of the 6th. I almost wanted to say start of the 7th. We're not there yet. We're just through the top of the 6th. We'll be right back. Last night, Nando tied the game, but unfortunately the Padres would fall in extras. The reason why we bring that up now is because Manny's leading it off here in the home half of the sixth. Framber Valdez and Dylan Cease have been cruising this afternoon. First pitch to Nando is hit high and far, and it is gone! Speak of in a witch, Manny Machado, his 28th bomb of the year. He's having a second half to remember, and Dylan Cease now has some run support. Manny Machado was looking fastball. He got fastball. First pitch hunting, and he killed the inside fastball. Hit it on a line right to that left center gap. "20 seconds of the second half. Spinning sinker down, and he didn't get it down enough, apparently, for Manny Machado. And here's Donnie Batts as he looks as a fastball high. '70th pitch of the afternoon for Framber is fouled off by Donnie Barrels. Donnie Barrels. 2-1 count for Donnie Barrels. Machado's already got his 100 RBIs. He needs 2 homers to get to that always coveted 30-100 season as Donnie chops it to third. Bregman's going to make the play easy. That's 1 gone. When you're a power hitter, what's your benchmarks? Well, you want to drive in 100 RBIs? Check. You want to drive in 30 homers? Almost check. And Manny knew it. Manny seems to always know when he got one. And he lets you know when he got one, too. He isn't quiet about it. 73rd pitch will be the first pitch to Merrill, and he hits that one high in the air. Bregman's kind of giving it a look, but not much of a look, as it's going to be well into the seats. Caught by an Astros fan, one of the 5 in the stadium tonight. I don't know why I said tonight as if it isn't 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Soon to be 5 o'clock. Yeah, I think that's how time works. It's 5 o'clock over there. Most total bases since the 1st of August. 90 for Manny Machado. 3 behind the most. This time Jackson Merrill chops one to first. John Singleton's going to be able to tap on first real quick and get the second out of the inning. Here is Xander Bogaerts. First pitch to Xander is going to be in. The X-Man. Next pitch is going to be Lucky 77 for Framber Valdez. Pitch number 77 on the way. It's called a strike. Bogaerts immediately had a few words to say with the home plate umpire, whose name is... That pitch is off the plate. He had a conversation with Chris Conroy. Not Conroy. I don't know where I got that first R from. Luis Ariz looks like he's having a nice afternoon as he's getting the day off. 2-1 pitch to Xander's, chopped just foul. And when I mean just foul, it was just foul. Barely foul. I'm pretty hungry. Is it worth flying out to San Diego and getting a free jumbo jack? Probably not, but it might not stop me. Next pitch is going to be Fromber's 80th. I've been obsessing about pitch count, but trying to drill in the fact that these guys are both been locked in. And that one's yanked. I was worried Valdez was hurt. That's one of those things where you see them yank it so bad and then they crumble holding their arm as they just tore their UCL. Okay, well, it's a full count here now to bogey. And it's going to be a walk. Not even a close breaking ball. Who walks up to walk? Or is that just a song for Mound Visit? If that Jake Cronenworth's walk-up song is Pantera, that's funny as that. I feel like my favorite detail of this whole uniform is just the yellow pop. You don't really notice it except right here, but there's that yellow in between the letters. Kind of looks like I almost have a chain, which I feel like is perfect for the San Diego swagger that the players have. One on, two out here for Jake Cronenworth. One is already scored, and that pitch is a 95-mile-per-hour fastball. It's going to be a strike to Cronenworth. I feel like the later on we go in games, the more uncomfortable these earbuds become. They start not wanting to stay in. Maybe if I hang this one right here, it'll be a little bit better. Now it's 0-2. I was going to say the 0-1 chopped off himself. Fromber Valdez has Jake Cronenworth in an 0-2 count. Bogey's off, and Cronenworth chops it to first. It's going to stay fair, and it goes right to Singleton, who can step on the bag without having to really go anywhere. Well, after Manny Machado's big leadoff blast on the first pitch to give the Padres the first lead of the afternoon, the Padres would go fairly quietly afterwards. But the Padres, they got their first lead of the afternoon, and that's all the Friar faithful care about. We'll be back for the start of the 7th. Sorry we were just late, but the first pitch to Alvarez was outside high, and apparently one of the cameramen for the Padres, as that pitch is low, making it 2-0 to Alvarez. This is his final game, so all of them are currently showing up what is probably a photo of him from the 80s, as he's got one of those really bad 80s mustaches as Alvarez swings and fouls off a low curveball, making it a 2-1 count. But everyone's got their little stick signs with the cutout of his face on it. Cool way to remember a former member of their team. 2-1 here to Alvarez is chopped on the ground right to Jake Cronenworth, and it's going to be an easy out to lead off the inning. Both pitchers had quality starts. Now they're just adding a little bit more onto their great line. I was going to talk about how the Reds had tied the game up after a TJ Friedl sacrifice scored Ellie. That pitch is high to Bregman. But now it is 2-1 Braves, and I don't know how. And now there's a runner on first, so I'm assuming homer single. Means the Reds can't have anything nice. 1-0 here to Breggy. And that one's launched high in the air. If it's fair, it's gone. It is foul. That was almost a game-tying homer. That ball hung up there. Astros are considering challenging. Bregman was staring down the line, and it just barely stayed foul. The Astros will be challenging the call for a potential home run. It was hit right down the line. He got all of it. It was just barely ahead of the knuckle curve. They're looking at it and looks like it's going to be still foul. Looked like it got nothing to yellow. But also, and that's a good point saying that when it might just be a crew chief review. It doesn't seem like it's an Astros challenge. Just a crew chief review. Now, on the building, it is just a yellow line, and it is spotty up that yellow line. So I don't know if it's like where an Alabama guy stepped out of bounds on a catch as that pitch is down, but because of how the white line was poorly drawn on, where he stepped was green. So they said that he was still in play by technicality. And the touchdown stood. 2-1 here to Bregman is slugged foul again. Ball girl almost was able to pick it cleanly. Instead squirted out of the glove. Two-two here to Bregman, and he's going to chop it off himself. Another foul ball for Bregman. Last time the Padres had someone go 5 innings of perfect ball, it was Blake Snell in 21. That was against the Angels. So they're making this point that it was a lesser opponent, as the 2-2 here to Bregman is chopped on the ground. It's going to his third base counterpart, Manny Machado, who makes the play easily. Sorry. Excuse me, right there. Voice kind of died on me with mid-half cough. And now it's going to be Yainer Diaz. I feel like I've been saying his name differently every single time. First pitch here to Diaz is fouled off. I feel like the Astros have been swinging at every first pitch. They've making contact with every first pitch. I feel like they've been fouling off themselves almost every single time. 85th pitch from Dylan Cease is hit high in the air. Going back on it is Profar, just shy of the track. He will make the catch. Just jammed Diaz enough. 7 shutout frames from Dylan Cease. We go to the bottom of the 7th. We'll be right back. The pitcher comparison is great. 4 strikeouts for Dylan Cease, 6 strikeouts for Fromber, 2 walks for Fromber, 1 earned run for Fromber, and 5 hits for Fromber. Dylan Cease had no walks, no earnies, and only 1 hit through his 7. Fromber Valdez is still on the hook as he's coming out for his 7th inning of work. And it looks like Dylan Cease is still, hasn't looked like he's gotten those handshakes and hugs. He looks still locked in. As Elias Diaz is going to stand in here to lead off the inning. Now, first pitch here to Elias Diaz. Big cut and a miss. That time looked like it was on the changeup. Elias Diaz has walked. He is also... Don't remember how he got out. Oh, he popped out to the shortstop. That's right. On a ball that he hit 1.5 miles up in the air. Now it's a 1-1 here. Mets are up 3-0 on the Nationals. Braves are currently up 2-1 on the Reds. They have 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out. Elias Diaz is going to chop it to short. Jeremy Pena scoops it on up. Makes a great throw on to first to get a not-so-fast runner easily. Los Tucanes. I don't know how they pronounce it. It looks like it should say toucans, but it might be tucanes. I don't know. I didn't do well in Spanish, too. Brandon Lockridge didn't look good on the first pitch of this at-bat, so we got something in common. We weren't, we didn't look good in something. The second pitch did not look very good from Valdez. Sorry there. One here to Lockridge, and he swings right over the top of that one. That's funny. Padres announcers are saying how one day he can mention to his kids and grandkids that he got a hit off Fromber. He's like, he doesn't even have to mention the bunt part. And this time he hits a high looper. Looks like Jake Myers is going to come in and be able to make the play, and he will. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. And here comes Jurickson Profar. He's 0 for 2. He's flied to center. He's sacrificed. And then he reached on a fielding error his last time up. First pitch here to Jurickson Profar. The 92nd pitch of Valdez's day is low. Jurickson Profar is hitting a beauty 500 on the hitting 500 on this set. This is the final game of 3 on the Padres getaway game. 1-0 pitch is dotted on that outside low corner. Beautiful breaking ball that got just that corner perfectly. Padres stranded 6 men through 6 innings. Their only run was a big bomb. Jurickson Profar lines it straight to Jeremy Pena. Jeremy Pena didn't pick it cleanly, though. On a hop, he'll make the throw over to first. And Dylan Cease is coming back out for his 8th inning of work. We'll see if he can finish it. Maybe he gets a complete game shutout, but with his pitch count getting close to 90, I highly doubt it. But who knows? We'll see. Maybe he gets to 1-hit shutout. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. Dylan Cease coming out for his 8th inning of work. First pitch to John Singleton is going to be just low. Snapping breaking ball. It was his 86th pitch of the afternoon. So Dylan Cease working here into the 8th. No clue if he will be allowed to finish it or go the distance. We will have to see how quick he retires these next 3. And he's going to take 2 pitches to get rid of Singleton as he gets Singleton to ground out to Jake Cronenworth. Watching Dylan Cease pitch in the playoffs is going to be a treat to watch this year. Just knocking on wood just in case now. God forbid any more elbow or shoulder or any kind of injuries to any of these great pitchers. As that pitch is outside. 1-0 here to Pena's popped up. It's getting out of play. One here to Jeremy Pena. And he hits that one a mile high. It's going to stay on the infield. No, it won't, but Jake Cronenworth catches it about 2 steps into the outfield. That's 2 down. And at this rate, Dylan Cease is going to be allowed to go 9. His only base hit was when he fell 2-0 to Jason Hayward. And here comes the man that has his only hit off him. This next pitch will be Cease's 91st. And it's high. One-0 here to Hayward, and he chops that one to second base. And Cronenworth is going to be able to make the throw over to Donnie Barrels. And Dylan Cease is signaling like he wants another go at it. Dylan Cease, 92 pitches. Will he be allowed to go the distance? We'll have to see after the Padres get a crack at adding some more on. We'll be right back. Welcome back, and the Braves currently are leading the Reds 4-1, but they also had a 5-1 lead last night, and they blew it. The Mets are up 9-0 against the Nationals, who, after having a strong start to the year, have kind of bottomed out. Fernando Tatis Jr. will be leading it off for the Padres as the Padres get one last crack at adding some offense. And we'll see if Dylan Cease is allowed to go the distance. Now in is, I believe, Ort. And Nando! First pitch swinging. Goodbye! Fernando Tatis Jr. with his 19th homer of the year. First pitch swinging, and he hit it exactly where Manny Machado went first pitch swinging just 2 innings prior. Wow. That was almost like an exact carbon copy of Manny Machado's homer. Absolute screamer on a line right to that gap, and Tatis hits a homer on his bobblehead day. This time it's a fastball, and it's basically center cut. And here comes Manny. Manny looks at a breaking ball just outside. And I believe they said today was Tatis's birthday, or was it, did I mishear and it's just his bobblehead day? It is just his bobblehead day. Manny Machado swung over that last breaking ball, so now it's evened up at 1 apiece. Manny Machado, 1-1 count, and he's going to look at that breaker. So it's a 2-1 here to Machado. Caleb Hort, he's had a pretty good season this far in his 19th game. Unfortunately, his ERA is going to go up a bit. Manny Machado doesn't like that call. He's shaking his head, nodding like, okay. It was very borderline. It could have gone either way. Manny Machado, 5 homers on the... As Machado freezes himself, he did not go. It's a full count. He kind of just held his bat there and kind of sat there like, please, please don't ring me up. The Padres have 5 homers in this 3-game set. The Astros have none. That's why the Astros, if everything stands now, are going to lose this series. Full count pitch to Manny, and it's a high fly. Going back on it is Jordan, and Manny Machado's left the building again. Back-to-back homers for Nando and Manny Machado to start off Caleb Hort's afternoon. It is 3-0 San Diego in the bottom of the 8th. Wow. Just goes down and gets an outside, looks like off speed, and just golfs it over the left field wall. Just staying back on it. He was so early on that. He's just so strong. He pulls that one out of the building and gets it about 5 rows deep. And now all of a sudden, it's a 3-0 game. You can have a better chance at coming back when you're down only 1. There's a less of a chance you coming back down 2 against Josh Hader. If it gets to it, there's a slim chance he gives up 3. And if Donnie Barrels wants to make it 3 straight, we're definitely going to get to see Dylan Cease, and the game would most definitely be over. First pitch to Donnie is fouled back. Donovan Solano not having a great series. He is 1 for 14. And that's hit high in the air. Donnie Barrels. Does he have it? And it's gone. It's back-to-back-to-back jacks for the San Diego Padres. Nando, Manny, and Donnie Barrels lean into that one. That one was hit a long way. And now all of a sudden, the Padres are up 4-0. Caleb Hort has faced 3 batters. They've all gone yard. That one's a middle fastball down Main Street. And Donnie Bops doesn't miss it. Just like that. Just like that. It's a party in the Friar dugout, as they've seen 3 consecutive at-bats, and with a ball launched into the sea of San Diegans. And after 3 consecutive homers, Caleb Hort's out of this ball game. We're going to see a new pitcher when we come back. Welcome back. Oh, I was just looking how I can pull that out and put that on an Instagram reel. Jackson Merrill standing in. He's now facing the lefty King, and that's a base hit through the gap between the first and second baseman. And now it's a hit parade in San Diego. First pitch welcoming King. Unfortunately, Merrill didn't go yard, so the expectations were very big. So getting a base hit feels a little bit small. That was the 5th time in team history they've hit back-to-back-to-back bombs. And this time, this is skied by Bogarts on the first pitch swinging. And it's going to be caught for 1 out. Those are some old-timey names. Last time they went... One out and a runner on first for Cronenworth as he fouls that one off. The new pitcher into the game is Brian King. So he's given up a single first pitch and he's gotten a flyout first pitch. The second pitch here to Cronenworth is called a ball. Cronenworth is going to look. That's called even in the backup. Last pitch was definitely a strike. He missed it. That's called a makeup pitch. And no one in the San Diego bullpen is warming up. It's going to be a Dylan Cease day. Money. Strikeout looking against Jake Cronenworth. A money-breaking ball that's landed on the corner for strike 3. Cronenworth doesn't like it, but when you see the location, it was dotted. And here comes Elias Diaz. The Padres only have one complete game on the year. It was Dylan Cease's no-hitter early in the year. Dylan Cease, if he goes out there and finishes it off as that pitch is fouled back, it's going to be 0-2 for Elias Diaz. If he can get 3 more outs, he'll have a no-hitter and a one-hitter as complete games. Elias Diaz is an 0-2 count. Kick the pitch. Strike 3 called. Back-to-back strikeouts looking. Beautiful pitches. And now we'll be back to see if Dylan Cease can get the complete game shutout. We'll be right back. Welcome back. First pitch from Dylan Cease here in the top of the ninth inning is strike one. Grounded up the middle. Bogarts loses it on the transfer. It's going to be a base runner. Photoshop's annoying me. Tanner Scott's kind of warming up in the bullpen just in case his the second pitch to Jake Myers is strike one. It's a 1-1 count. Now one spiked in the dirt. Oh, hold up. Sorry. I'll get that back in just a second. There we go. We're back with that. 2-1 here to Jake Myers. I'm trying to work on the post-game win graphic on the middle of this. It's being rather annoying. I don't know why. Why are you not responding? I'm sorry. Just Photoshop hates me, I guess. I don't know. Two here to Jake Myers. There is a runner on first. It will be his 99th pitch. It's off the plate away. It's going to be a full count. I really don't like Photoshop. Photoshop annoys me. Strike three called right on the upstairs corner. Bro, all I want to do is crop Dylan Cease out of a photo. Then add him into a different photo. But Photoshop is running slower than I've ever seen something run before. And Dylan Cease is a ground ball double play away from the complete game shutout. First pitch to Altuve's ever so tiny zone is called a ball. Big cut and a miss by Altuve. On the ground, Bogarts boots it. What would have been a game-ending double play. Bogarts boots it. And now it's first and third. One out. And this might be the end of Dylan Cease. And Dylan Cease is going to be done. That gives me time to work on the post-game graphic. We'll be back after this. Looks like Tanner Scott's coming in. Unfortunate. First pitch was fouled off by Yordan Alvarez. 2 hits, 5 strikeouts, 8 in the third innings of work. And it's going to be an 0-2 count by Yordan Alvarez, as it looks like. Oh, 2 here to Yordan Alvarez. Up high. Tanner Scott in a save situation. Yordan fouls that one off the line. Struck Yordan out. Alex Bregman, fly ball hit towards Lock Ridge, and the Padres win 4-0. Your player of the game is going to be announced when we come back. I got some editing to do. We will be right back after this. Hello and welcome back. Sorry for that long delay. Our player of the game is obviously Dylan Cease. What a game from Dylan Cease. Holy cow. Dylan Cease came out and was just straight electric. The 2 base hits, one being in the 9th inning, almost had a complete game shutout until an error by Xander Bogaerts allowed the game to continue, and his day would eventually end when that error was made. Tanner Scott would go out and get the next 2 outs that were needed to complete the shutout win over the Houston Astros. That's been all for me today. I was Andrew Carr with Carr Sports, and I look forward to seeing you all again sometime soon. Take it easy.